The fabric ripped a sharp, violent sound that cut through the morning air like a gunshot. Maya felt the cold Virginia wind hit her skin as Bryce Whitmore's manicured fingers tore her uniform shirt open, his breath hot with entitlement and bourbon. "What's a little soldier girl gonna do about it?" He sneered, his phone recording every second. But he didn't see what Maya saw: Rex's body coiling like a loaded spring, those amber eyes calculating angles and velocity. Maya's voice came out steady, cold as winter steel. "You just made the worst mistake of your privileged life." Before we dive into what happens next, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me what city you're watching from. I want to see how far this story travels. Trust me, you'll want to see how this ends. Maya Carter had exactly 47 seconds before everything changed. She knew this because she'd been counting, a habit drilled into her during Bud/S training during the 62 hours she'd spent in freezing ocean water, during every moment when her instructors told her a woman couldn't cut it. Count, breathe, control what you can control. 47 seconds since the black Escalade had screeched to a stop in front of her, 47 seconds since three men who'd never missed a meal in their lives stepped out onto the cracked Arlington sidewalk. "Rex heel," Maya said quietly. The German shepherd shifted closer to her left leg, his shoulder brushing against her knee. To anyone else, he looked calm. Maya felt the tension running through his body like an electrical current. She'd worked with Rex for 3 years longer than some people stayed married. She knew every twitch, every breath pattern, every micro-expression that crossed his intelligent face. Right now, Rex was reading the situation the same way she was threat level escalating. "You lost sweetheart." The tallest one designer a jeans polo shirt that probably cost more than Maya's monthly rent stepped forward. His friends flanked him, phones already out. Of course they were filming. Everything was content to these people. Maya kept walking. "Excuse me, I'm talking to you." His hand shot out, gripping her arm. Maya stopped, looked down at his hand, looked up at his face. 23, maybe 24. Soft jaw, eyes that had never seen real consequences. "Remove your hand," she said evenly. He laughed. His friends laughed. The street was empty. 0547 hours on a Sunday morning, most of the base still sleeping off Saturday night. The nearest security gate was 4 blocks away. Maya had already calculated the distance, the response time, the variables. Or what? The tall one, she'd learn later, his name was Bryce Whitmore, son of Congressman Richard Whitmore, heir to a pharmaceutical fortune he'd never earned, tightened his grip. "Your little dog gonna save you." Rex's ears flicked forward. Maya felt rather than heard the low vibration in his chest. Not a growl yet, a warning only she understood. "Last chance," Maya said. "Move your vehicle. Walk away. We never had this conversation." "Bro, she's giving you orders." One of the friends' shorter, stocky Columbia sweatshirt was practically bouncing with glee. "This is goal, keep going." Bryce's other hand came up, fingers catching the collar of her uniform shirt. "Maybe I want to see what's under all this official military." The fabric ripped. Time slowed down the way it always did in the moment before violence. Maya's instructors called it tactical time dilation. Your brain processing information faster than normal, every detail crystallizing with perfect clarity. She saw Bryce's pupils dilate with surprise and arousal. She saw his friend Derek, backwards Yankees cap, vape pen hanging from his mouth, lean in closer with his phone. She saw Tyler, the stocky one, already captioning the video in his head. Soldier chick gets owned. She felt the morning air on her skin where her shirt had torn open, exposing her sports bra, and the scar that ran along her left collarbone, gift from a training accident in Coronado that had nearly ended her career before it started. And she saw Rex transform. It wasn't dramatic. No snarling, no lunging, just a subtle shift in his posture, weight moving forward onto his front paws, every muscle in his 70-pound frame suddenly purposeful. His eyes locked onto Bryce's throat with the kind of focus most people never experience in their entire lives. "Oh shit," Tyler breathed. "The dog's actually—" "Shut up," Bryce snapped, but Maya heard it now, the hairline crack in his confidence. "It's a dog. What's it gonna—" "You have 3 seconds," Maya interrupted. Her voice was different now, flatter, the voice she used when calling targets during live fire exercises. 3. "Bro, maybe we should Derek started. 2. Bryce's hand was still twisted in her torn shirt. His face was flushed now, anger and humiliation battling for the control. You think you're tough because you won some? Maya moved. 3 years of hand-to-hand combat training, hundreds of hours drilling with special warfare operators who'd seen actual combat muscle memory carved deeper than conscious thought. All of it came together in one smooth motion. She pivoted inside Bryce's grip, using his hold on her shirt as a fulcrum. Her right hand came up palm, striking his elbow joint from the inside. Basic physics, his arm had to either bend or break. It bent. His grip released. Before he could recover, Maya's left hand was on his wrist, controlling it, rotating it outward. She stepped through her body, moving into his space, and suddenly Bryce Whitmore, 6'2", 190 pounds of entitled mediocrity, was off balance. Maya swept his leg. He went down hard. The sound of his body hitting concrete echoed off the nearby buildings. Holy shit! Tyler stumbled backward, his phone clattering to the sidewalk. Derek just stood there, vaping like his brain couldn't process what he'd just witnessed. Maya stood over Bryce, her boot inches from his face. Rex was beside her now, positioned perfectly between her and the other 2 men. Still no growling, still no barking, just absolute terrifying presence. You okay, boy? Maya asked quietly. Rex's tail twitched once. Affirmative. Bryce groaned, trying to push himself up. Maya saw blood on his lip where he'd bitten it during the fall. Stay down, she said. Not a suggestion. You. Bryce coughed, tasted blood, seemed to recalibrate. You just assaulted me. My father is Congressman Richard Whitmore, 5th District. Maya finished. Oh, I know. You think I didn't run your plates the second you pulled up black Escalade Virginia tags Papa's campaign sticker on the bumper. You think I don't know exactly who you are. That stopped him. Maya saw the calculation running behind his eyes. She'd seen that look before, people realizing the person they had underestimated was 3 steps ahead. Here's what's going to happen, Maya continued. You're going to get up slowly. You're going to get in your vehicle. You're going to drive away. And you're going to think very carefully about whether you want to explain to your father why you assaulted a Navy SEAL on camera. And Bryce's eyes darted to Derek's phone, still recording. You're bluffing. Maya smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. Your friend Derek started streaming to Instagram Live 14 seconds before you touched me. Current viewer count. She glanced at Derek, who'd gone pale, 237 and climbing. Every single person watching saw you tear my shirt, saw you put your hands on me, saw me defend myself. The color drained from Bryce's face. No, Derek whispered, looking at his phone. No, I didn't mean to. Comments are coming in, Maya said conversationally. Let's see, call the cops. What an asshole. Is that a Navy uniform? Oh, this one's good. My cousin's a Marine, I'm sending this to him. That's going to be a fun Thanksgiving for you, Bryce. Tyler was backing toward the Escalade. Bro, we need to go. We need to go right now. But Bryce wasn't done. Maya saw it in his eyes, that desperate, cornered animal look. He'd built his entire identity on being untouchable, and now that identity was crumbling in real time. You think this is over? He pushed himself to his feet, swaying slightly. You think... Rex's demeanor changed. It was subtle, just a slight forward, lean ears, pinning back lips, pulling away from teeth. But every human nervous system in a 100-foot radius registered it as primal danger. Rex, easy, Maya said softly. The German shepherd held position, but his message was clear. Try it. Please try it. Bryce froze. Smart, Maya acknowledged. Because here's what you don't understand about military working dogs. Rex isn't a pet. He's not even really a dog, not the way you think about dogs. He's a weapons system. 70 pounds of muscle bite, force around 340 PSOS. I trained to detect, deter, and neutralize threats. You know what neutralize means in our world? Silence. It means he's authorized to use lethal force. And unlike me, he doesn't have to file paperwork afterward. Tyler was in the Escalade now, engine running. Bryce, let's go. But Bryce's pride, that toxic, fragile thing, wouldn't let him walk away. You can't threaten me with your... It's not a threat, Maya interrupted. It's a promise. You touch me again, Rex responds. And unlike your daddy's lawyers, he doesn't negotiate. A siren wailed in the distance. getting closer. Derek finally found his voice. Someone must have called the cops from the stream. Good, Maya said. Let's get this on record. Maya, that broke Bryce's paralysis. No, no police. Derek, kill the stream. Kill it right now. I can't just... Now. Derek fumbled with his phone, but Maya could see the damage was done. The video was out there now, spreading across social media like wildfire. Bryce Whitmore, golden boy, caught assaulting a female service member on camera. The siren was 2 blocks away now, maybe 1. Last chance, Maya said again. Get in your vehicle, drive away, or stay and explain to Arlington PD why your hand was in my shirt. Bryce looked at her, really looked at her for the first time, saw the scars on her knuckles from hitting bags until her hands bled, saw the way she stood weight-balanced ready for whatever came next, saw Rex, who hadn't moved a muscle but radiated violence like heat from a furnace. This isn't over, Bryce said, but it sounded hollow even to him. Yeah, Maya replied, it is. He walked to the Escalade like a man heading to his execution, climbed in. Tyler floored it, tires screeching as they disappeared around the corner. The police cruiser arrived 30 seconds later. Officer Marcus Gaddis stepped out, hand resting on his service weapon. He was mid-40s, barrel-chested, 20-year veteran with eyes that had seen everything twice. He took in the scene Maya's torn shirt. Rex had alerted the skid marks from the Escalade. Ma'am, are you all right? Maya nodded. Yes, sir. Minor altercation. Nothing I couldn't handle. Gaddis's partner, Officer Elena Reyes, was already on her radio. Dispatch, we need a 1028 on a black Cadillac Escalade, Virginia plates. Stand by for number. I got the plates, Maya said, reciting them from memory. Reyes raised an eyebrow. You always memorize license plates. Only the ones that look like trouble. Gaddis was studying her uniform, the insignia on her collar. You're SEAL K9. Yeah, I heard there were some women in the program now. Just the one, Maya said quietly. Right. Gaddis pulled out his notepad. Walk me through what happened. Maya did, keeping it clinical factual. Bryce's approach, the torn shirt, her defensive response. She didn't embellish, didn't need to. There's video, she added. One of them was streaming it live. Instagram, I think. Reyes was already pulling it up on her phone. Got it. Jesus Christ, this has like 1,500 views already. And climbing. Let me see that, Gaddis said. He watched for 30 seconds, his jaw tightening. When he looked up, his expression had changed. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to come to the station to make a formal statement. Am I being charged with something? What? No, hell no, but these punks assaulted you. And if this video shows what I think it shows, he trailed off, shaking his head. You know who that kid is, right? The Whitmore kid. I know. Then you know this is going to get complicated. Maya looked down at Rex, who'd finally relaxed slightly, sensing the immediate threat had passed. Everything's already complicated, officer. Might as well add one more thing to the list. The Arlington police station smelled like burnt coffee and bureaucracy. Maya sat in an interview room, Rex lying at her feet, while Gaddis and Reyes worked through the paperwork. Through the window, she could see other officers clustering around computers, watching the video that had now gone viral. Her phone buzzed, again and again. 15 missed calls, 63 text messages. Her chain of command was waking up, and they were not happy. The door opened. Commander Sarah Hartley walked in, and Maya automatically stood at attention. At ease, petty officer. Hartley was 48, former helicopter pilot, survivor of a crash in Afghanistan that left her with a prosthetic leg and a zero-tolerance policy for bullshit. She pulled out a chair, sat down heavily. So, Sunday morning, you decide to take down a congressman's son. Ma'am, he assaulted me first. Hartley held up a hand. I saw the video, all of it. The one his idiot friend streamed, and the one from the security camera at the Korean grocery store across the street. You were defending yourself. That's not the problem. Then what is the problem at Carter is that you just became the center of a media shitstorm. The problem is that Congressman Whitmore is already calling anyone who'll listen, threatening lawsuits. The problem is that you're the only woman in the SEAL K9 program, and now every camera in America is going to be pointed at you. Maya felt something cold settle in her stomach. Ma'am, I did everything by the book. I know you did. But that doesn't matter to people who want to see you fail. Hartley leaned back her chair, creaking. You know what the comments are saying? Half of them are calling you a hero. The other half are saying you provoked it, that you're too aggressive to be trusted with a badge, that this proves women can't handle the pressure. That's insane. That's reality. Hartley pulled out her phone, scrolled through something. CNN wants an interview, so does Fox, NBC. There's already a hashtag trending, hashtag justice for Maya, counter hashtag Maya lied. You've been a viral story for 3 hours, and it's tearing the country in half. Rex lifted his head, sensing Maya's distress. She reached down, fingers finding the familiar warmth of his fur. What do you want me to do, ma'am? Hartley was quiet for a long moment. What I want doesn't matter. What matters is what's going to happen next. Whitmore's lawyer is filing charges against you. Assault, battery, intimidation with a dangerous animal. That's garbage. Complete garbage. But it doesn't matter. The Pentagon is going to launch an investigation. The Naval Criminal Investigative Service will get involved. You'll be placed on administrative leave pending. No, the word came out harder than Maya intended. Ma'am, with all due respect, I'm not taking leave. I didn't do anything wrong. Carter, I'm not giving them that satisfaction. I'm not hiding while they try to destroy my career because some entitled brat got his feelings hurt. Hartley studied her. You understand what you're signing up for: the media, the scrutiny, every mistake you've ever made, every bad day, every time you were less than perfect, they were going to dig it all up. Let them. They're going to attack you, your family, your record. They're going to say things that would make a sailor blush. I've been through Bud/S, Maya said quietly. I've been through Hell Week. I've been told every single day for 3 years that I don't belong, that I'm too weak, that I'm only here because of some diversity quota. She gestured vaguely at the chaos beyond the interview room. This is just more of the same. Hartley's expression softened just slightly. You're tougher than you look, petty officer. I'd have to be, ma'am. A knock at the door. Rhea stuck her head in. Commander, there's someone here to see you. Says it's urgent. Tell them to wait. It's Admiral Richardson. Hartley's eyes widened. Admiral James Richardson was the head of Naval Special Warfare. He didn't show up at police stations for minor incidents. Give us a minute, Hartley said. Reyes left. Hartley turned to Maya. Whatever happens in the next few hours, remember this: you did the right thing. The book says defend yourself and others. That's exactly what you did. Will the book still say that tomorrow? Tomorrow's a different day. Let's survive today first. The Admiral entered without ceremony. He was 63, silver-haired, with the kind of presence that made rooms feel smaller. Maya and Hartley both stood. Sit, Richardson said. All of us. He pulled up a chair, sat across from Maya. Petty Officer Carter, hell of a morning you're having. Yes, sir. I've watched the video, multiple angles. Read the police report. Talk to Congressman Whitmore's office. He paused. You know what his lawyer said to me? Maya shook her head. Said his client was simply asking for directions. Said you overreacted. Said Rex should be euthanized as a dangerous animal. Maya's hand tightened on Rex's collar. Sir, Rex never even touched. I know. I also know that Whitmore's story doesn't match the video, doesn't match witness statements, doesn't match reality. Richardson leaned forward. But here's the thing about reality, petty officer. It's negotiable, especially when one party has money and lawyers and political connections. Sir, are you saying? I'm saying this is going to get ugly. Whitmore wants blood. He wants you court-martialed. He wants your career destroyed. And he's got the resources to make it happen, or at least treaties. Maya felt the walls closing in. What are my options? Richardson pulled out a folder. Option 1, you resign. Quietly. We make this go away. Whitmore drops the charges. You get an honorable discharge. Everyone moves on with their lives. No. Option 2, you fight. We back you up, provide legal counsel, take this all the way through the system. But I need you to understand what that means. Media circus, congressional hearings, your entire life under a microscope. And at the end of it all, there's no guarantee you win. What's option 3? Richardson smiled grimly. There is no option 3. This is the military Carter. We deal in binary choices. Maya looked down at Rex, who was watching her with those intelligent amber eyes. 3 years together. 3 years of training missions, late nights, early mornings. 3 years of proving herself over and over again. I'm not resigning, she said finally. Sir, you're sure, because once we start down this road, I'm sure. Maya met his gaze. I joined the Navy to serve. I made it through SEAL training to prove that women belong. I'm not going to let some spoiled congressman's son take that away because his ego got bruised. Hartley spoke up. Sir, if I may, Carter's record is spotless. 3 years, no disciplinary issues, multiple commendations. She's exactly the kind of operator we need representing the program. Richardson nodded slowly. All right, here's what's going to happen. We're releasing a statement supporting you. We're providing legal counsel, and we're making it very clear that we believe the video evidence speaks for itself. He stood. But Carter, I need you to understand something. This case is bigger than you now. It's about whether women belong in special warfare. Every move you make, every word you say, people are going to use it as evidence one way or another. I understand, sir. I hope you do. He moved toward the door, paused. One more thing. The video has 20 million views now. You're famous, whether you wanted to be or not. After he left, the room felt very quiet. Hartley broke the silence. You okay, Mashvini? Maya thought about that question. Was she okay? A few hours ago, she'd been walking her dog. Now she was the center of a national controversy, her career hanging in the balance, her face plastered across every news channel in America. No, she said honestly, but I will be. Her phone buzzed again. This time she looked at it. A text from her mother saw the video. Call me. Love you. Then her father, proud of you, Maya. Always have been. Then her brother, active duty Marine. That takedown was clean. Teach me that move. Then dozens of messages from people she trained with, served with people she barely knew. We've got your back. Stay strong. Don't let them win. And at the bottom, a message from an unknown number. You're a disgrace to the uniform. Women don't belong in the SEALs. Hope you rot. Maya deleted it without responding. Rex whined softly, pressing his head against her leg. Yeah, she murmured, scratching behind his ears. I know, boy. We're in for a fight. Outside the interview room, she could hear raised voices. Someone was arguing with the desk sergeant. The voices got louder, more insistent. Then the door burst open. Bryce Whitmore stood there, flanked by 2 men in expensive suits. His lip was still swollen from where he'd bitten it, and there was a fresh bruise forming on his cheekbone. But his eyes burned with fury and humiliation. That's her, he said, pointing at Maya. That's the bitch who assaulted me. Rex was on his feet instantly, body rigid, every muscle coiled. Easy, Maya said quietly, to both of them. One of the lawyers, a late 50s, silver temples, Rolex watch, stepped forward with the folder. Petty Officer Carter, I'm representing Mr. Whitmore. We're filing charges for assault, battery, and threatening behavior with a dangerous weapon. The dog's not a weapon, sir, Maya interrupted. Under Virginia law, a trained attack animal can be classified as Rex is a military working dog federally protected under enough gate to step between them. Mr. Whitmore, your lawyer can file whatever paperwork he wants, but you need to leave this interview room. Now. Bryce ignored him, his eyes locked on Maya. You think you're special? You think because you wear that uniform you're untouchable? Maya stood slowly, deliberately. Rex matched her movement, staying close. No, Maya said quietly. I think I'm a SEAL, and I think you made a mistake. The only mistake I made was not putting you in your place the first time. Bryce, Wing. The older lawyer grabbed his arm. Don't say another word. But Bryce was past caring. The humiliation, the viral video, the comments calling him every name in the book, it had all boiled over into rage. You want to know what's going to happen? My father's going to destroy you. We're going to sue you for everything you have. We're going to make sure you never wear that uniform again. And when we're done, you'll what? Maya's voice was soft, dangerous. You'll have your daddy fix it for you. Make it all go away like every other time you've screwed up. Maya, Hartley warned. But Maya couldn't stop now. 3 years of being told she didn't belong, 3 years of proving herself over and over, 3 years of swallowing her anger and keeping her head down, all of it came pouring out. You want to take my career, go ahead, try to, but you can't take what I've earned. And you can't erase Bud/S. You can't erase the missions. You can't erase the fact that I've done more in 3 years than you'll accomplish in your entire life. Bryce's face had gone purple. I'm done talking to you. Maya looked at the lawyers. File your charges, take me to court, put me on trial. Because I promise you this, when a jury sees that video, when they see you tearing my shirt while I'm just trying to walk my dog, when they see me defending myself against 3 grown men, they're going to see exactly who you are. Is that a threat? It's a fact, and facts don't care about your last name. The room was electric with tension. Gaddis had his hand on his radio. Reyes was moving toward the door, ready to call for backup. Hartley looked like she was calculating how much paperwork this was about to generate. Then Bryce smiled. It was a terrible smile full of malice and promise. We'll see, he said softly. We'll see who destroys who. He turned and walked out, his lawyers following. The door closed behind them. Maya stood there, heart-pounding, adrenaline singing through her veins. She'd just declared war on a congressman's son, on one of the most powerful families in Virginia, on people who had more money than she'd earned in 10 lifetimes. Rex pressed against her legs, solid and warm and present. Well, Hartley said finally, that could have gone better. Or worse, Reyes added. Gaddis just shook his head. Carter, you got steel in your spine, I'll give you that. But you just made yourself a very powerful enemy. Yeah, Maya said, I know. Her phone was buzzing again. More messages, more news alerts, more people weighing in on a situation they didn't understand, taking sides in a war that had just begun. 20 million views, and counting. The coffee Reyes handed her had gone cold an hour ago, but Maya kept holding the cup because it gave her hands something to do. Through the station's grimy windows, she could see them gathering news vans with satellite dishes, reporters checking their hair and phone cameras, protesters with signs she couldn't quite read from this distance. They've been out there since noon, Gaddis said, following her gaze. Had to call in extra units for crowd control. Maya checked her phone, 14:37 hours. She'd been in this building for 9 hours. Rex lay at her feet, patient as always, but she felt the tension in his body. He needed exercise, needed to run, needed normalcy. They both did. How many? She asked. Last count, 47 reporters, maybe 200 civilians. Gaddis leaned against the wall. Some are here to support you. Some are here to crucify you. Can't always tell which is which until they start talking. Her phone buzzed. Another call from a number she didn't recognize. She declined it. That made 63 declined calls in the past hour alone. You're going to have to talk to them eventually, Hartley said from the doorway. The Navy's public affairs office here is losing their minds. Every major network wants a statement. What am I supposed to say? The truth usually works. Maya laughed, but there was no humor in it. The truth is I was walking my dog and got assaulted by a drunk congressman's son. The truth is I defended myself using exactly the force necessary and no more. The truth is that video shows everything, but half the country still thinks I'm lying. She set down the coffee cup. You really think the truth matters here? Hartley crossed the room, pulled up a chair. 3 years ago, you showed up to Bud/S training weighing 112 pounds. Every instructor told you to quit. Every man in your class, all 63 of them, told you that you'd wash out in the first week. You remember what you told me when I asked if you were ready. That's different. You said, I'm not here to make history. I'm here to do the job. Hartley's voice was steady. Well, this is the job now. Standing up, speaking out, not backing down even when it would be easier. Before Maya could respond, the door burst open. A young officer, couldn't be more than 25, practically ran into the room. Commander, we've got a situation. The crowd outside is getting aggressive. Someone threw a bottle at the building. Jesus Christ. Hartley was on her feet. Gaddis, get Carter out of here. Back exit, now. But Maya was already checking the window. The crowd had doubled in the last 10 minutes. She could see the signs now, justice for Maya. Women can't be SEALs. Believe all victims. Whitmore scum. They were fighting about her, using her as ammunition in their own wars. I'm not running, Maya said quietly. Carter, that's not a suggestion. I said I'm not running. Maya turned to face Hartley. You said I need to speak out fine. Get me a microphone. Maya, you can't just watch me. She walked to the door. Rex was instantly at her side, matching her stride. Gaddis tried to block her path, but Hartley waved him off. Let her go, the commander said. She's earned the right to make her own mistakes. The hallway was chaos. Officers running radios, crackling, someone shouting about needing riot gear. Maya walked through it all like she was walking through water, everything muted and distant. Her heart was pounding, but her hands were steady. Training taking over. Mission focus. She reached the front doors. Through the glass, she could see them all, cameras, microphones, angry faces and hopeful faces and curious faces. A sea of judgment waiting to crash over her. Maya pushed the door open. The noise hit her like a physical force. Shouting questions overlapping, camera shutters clicking like machine gun fire. Rex pressed closer, his body language shifting to protection mode. Petty Officer Carter, is it true you assaulted Bryce Whitmore? Did your dog attack him? Are you being charged? Is this about women in the military? Did Congressman Whitmore offer you money to stay quiet? Maya stepped up to the cluster of microphones someone had hastily assembled on the station steps. The crowd quieted slightly, everyone straining to hear. My name is Petty Officer Maya Carter, she began. Her voice came out stronger than she felt. This morning at approximately 0547 hours, I was assaulted while walking my military working dog near the Arlington base. The incident was captured on video from multiple angles. That video speaks for itself. But Bryce Whitmore says, I don't care what Bryce Whitmore says. Maya's voice cut through the interruption like a blade. I care about facts. Fact, I was walking my dog. Fact, 3 men approached me. Fact, one of them tore my uniform and put his hands on me without consent. Fact, I defended myself using appropriate force. Those are the facts. A reporter near the front blonde power suit, CNN, and microphone pushed forward. Are you saying the congressman's son is lying? I'm saying watch the video and decide for yourself. Some people are saying you used excessive force, that you're too aggressive to be trusted. Some people have never been assaulted. Maya felt her control slipping, fought to maintain it. Some people have never had a stranger tear their clothes while his friends film it for entertainment. Some people have never had to choose between defending themselves and being called aggressive. So yes, some people have opinions. I have scars. The crowd went silent. This isn't about me, Maya continued. This is about accountability. This is about whether someone's last name protects them from consequences. This is about whether a woman in uniform has the same right to defend herself as anyone else. She paused. I joined the Navy to serve my country. I made it through SEAL training because I'm good enough, and I'm not going to apologize for defending myself against assault. Not today, not ever. She turned to walk back inside. Wait, one more question. Maya stopped, looked back. A man in the crowd, older, maybe 60, wearing a Marine Corps jacket, raised his hand. My daughter wants to join the Navy. What would you tell her? Maya felt something crack open in her chest. She looked at this father, this man, who was probably worried sick about what his daughter would face, and she saw her own father's face. I'd tell her it's worth it, she said quietly. I'd tell her it's going to be harder than anything she's ever done. I'd tell her there will be days when she wants to quit, when everyone tells her she's not good enough, when she questions everything. But I'd also tell her that on the other side of that pain is something most people never get to experience, knowing absolutely who you are and what you're capable of. Maya's voice strengthened. Tell your daughter that she belongs anywhere she's willing to fight to be. And if she needs proof, tell her to look me up. The father nodded, tears in his eyes. Maya walked back inside. The door closed behind her, muffling the renewed chaos of questions and shouts. Her legs were shaking. Her hands were trembling. She'd just made herself a bigger target than ever before, and she knew it. Hartley was waiting in the hallway. That was either the bravest or the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Maybe both, Maya admitted. Definitely both. But Hartley was almost smiling. Come on, we need to get you out of here before that crowd decides to storm the building. They took the back exit, sneaking through the evidence room and out a service door that dumped them into an alley. A unmarked Navy sedan was waiting engine running. The driver was a petty officer Maya didn't recognize. "Get in," Hartley ordered. Maya hesitated. "Where are we going?" "Safe house, until this blows over." "I'm not hiding." "You're not hiding, you're regrouping." Hartley opened the car door. "Get in the damn car, Carter." The drive took 40 minutes winding through Arlington and into the Virginia countryside. Maya watched the city give way to trees, houses spreading farther apart, the sky opening up. Rex had his head on her lap, sensing her stress. Her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. She finally looked at it. The video of her press conference was already up. 10 million views in 30 minutes. The comment section was a war zone. "She's a hero. She's a liar." Finally, someone standing up to privilege. Typical feminist victim complex. That's what courage looks like. That's what desperation looks like. Maya closed the app, opened her messages instead, scrolled past the hate mail and the love mail until she found the one she was looking for. Her brother Jake, active duty Marine currently deployed somewhere he couldn't tell her. "Saw your speech. Dad's proud. Mom's worried. I'm impressed. That takedown was textbook. But Maya, watch your six. People like Whitmore don't fight fair." She typed back, "I know. Thanks for having my back." His response came immediately, "Always. Marines and SEALs gotta stick together. Even if you Navy types are kinda soft." Despite everything, Maya smiled. The safe house was actually a cabin, 2 bedrooms isolated, surrounded by woods. Perfect for lying low. Perfect for feeling trapped. "You'll stay here until the initial media frenzy dies down," Hartley explained as they went inside. "We've got security posted on the access road. Food in the kitchen. Secure phone line if you need it." "How long?" "Few days, maybe a week." "Commander, I can't just disappear." "You're not disappearing, you're being strategic." Hartley set her bag down. "Right now, every camera in America is looking for you, though. Every reporter wants an interview. Every talking head wants to dissect your life. Give it a few days. Let other news cycles take over. Then we figure out next steps." Maya wanted to argue, wanted to say she wasn't afraid that she could handle whatever came. But the truth was she was exhausted. Bone deep, soul tired, exhausted. "Okay," she said finally. Hartley looked surprised. "Really no fight?" "I'm choosing my battles." Maya looked down at Rex. Besides, he needs a break too. After Hartley left, Maya stood in the middle of the cabin, listening to the silence. No reporters, no cameras, no angry voices, just quiet. It should have been peaceful. Instead, it felt like the calm before a storm. Her phone rang. Not a call this time, FaceTime. She checked the caller ID. Lieutenant Marcus Webb, her team leader. The man who'd supervised her integration into the K-9 unit, who'd advocated for her when everyone else said she'd fail. Maya answered. Webb's face filled the screen, dark skin, sharp eyes, the kind of intensity that made recruits stand straighter. "Carter, you okay?" Define okay. Fair point. He was in his office, she could tell. The wall behind him covered with commendations and photos from deployments. "Watched your press conference. Whole team did. And Daniels thinks you're a badass. Rodriguez wants to know if you can teach him that takedown." "Patterson," Webb paused. "Patterson thinks you should have kept your mouth shut." Maya's stomach dropped. Patterson, Senior Chief Patterson, 20-year veteran old school operator who'd made his opinion about women in special warfare very clear. "He say that to you directly?" "He said it to everyone. Said you're making the whole unit look bad. Said this is exactly why women don't belong." Said, Webb stopped. "Doesn't matter what else he said." "Tell me." Webb's jaw tightened. "He said you probably provoked it. Said you were probably looking for attention. Said the Navy's been waiting for an excuse to push diversity and you just handed it to them and again." The words hit harder than they should have. Maya had heard variations of this for 3 years. Had learned to let it roll off her back. But something about hearing it now after everything made her want to put her fist through a wall. "What do you think?" she asked quietly. "I think Patterson's an asshole." Webb's voice was flat. "I think he's been waiting for you to fail since day one. I think he hates that you're better than half the men on the team, and he can't admit it." "That's not an answer." "Fine. You want my real answer? I think you did exactly what you were trained to do. I think that video shows textbook defensive tactics. I think those three morons assaulted a SEAL and got their asses handed to them, and now they can't handle it. Webb leaned closer to the camera. But I also think you just painted a target on your back. And not just from Whitmore, from everyone who wants to see women fail in this program. So what do? You fight, you document everything, you trust your chain of command, and you remember that most of us have your back, even if Patterson doesn't. They talked for another 10 minutes: logistics, legal, strategy, what to expect when the investigation started. But Maya could hear what he wasn't saying. This was bigger than one assault. This was about the future of women in special warfare. After they hung up, Maya let Rex outside, watched him run through the trees, free and unburdened. She envied him that simplicity. Her phone buzzed again. This time a text from an unknown number. You don't know me, but I was there. At BUD/S, class 347, washed out week 3, Tom, watched you make it all the way through, watched men twice your size quit while you kept going. Just wanted to say, don't let them break you. You earned everything you got. Maya stared at the message for a long time. Tried to remember class 347, tried to remember faces. They all blurred together after a while, the men who quit, the men who made it, the men who resented her very existence. She typed back, thank you. No response. Just that one message of support from a ghost in her past. The sun was setting when her phone rang again. This time a number she recognized. Her parents. Maya almost didn't answer. Couldn't handle her mother's worry, her father's quiet disappointment that she'd gotten into this mess. But she answered anyway. Maya, baby, are you okay? Her mother's voice thick with tears. I'm fine, Mom. That video, watching that man touch you like that, I wanted to drive to Virginia and... Mom, I'm okay, I handled it. Her father's voice came through calmer but strained. Your mother's been watching the news all day. CNN, Fox, MSNBC. Everyone's talking about you. I know. Some of them are saying terrible things. I know that too. A pause, then her father said, I'm proud of you. Maya felt tears burn behind her eyes. Yeah. Hell yes, you stood up for yourself. You didn't back down. That's all I ever wanted, for you to be strong enough to fight your own battles. His voice roughened. Your grandfather would have been proud too. You know that. Her grandfather. Navy pilot, Vietnam veteran. The man who'd first told her she could be anything she wanted, do anything she set her mind to. He died 2 years before she made it through BUD/S. She'd worn his dog tags under her uniform during Hell Week. I wish he was here, Maya whispered. He is baby. He's watching. And he's proud as hell. They talked until full dark, her mother crying intermittently, her father asking practical questions about lawyers and investigations. When they finally hung up, Maya felt steadier, grounded. Rex came back inside wet from rolling in a creek somewhere. He shook water everywhere, completely unbothered by the national crisis swirling around them. You got the right idea, boy, Maya said, toweling him off. None of this matters to you, does it? Rex just looked at her with those knowing eyes. She fed him dinner, then made herself eat something, even though she wasn't hungry. Sat on the cabin's small porch, watching stars appear, one by one. Her phone buzzed. Another text. This time from Hartley. Turn on the news, any channel. Maya went inside, found the remote flipped to CNN. Her own face stared back at her from the screen. That moment from her press conference, frozen mid-sentence, looking fierce and vulnerable and determined all at once. The chyron read, Navy SEAL speaks out. I won't apologize for defending myself. The anchor was talking. Unprecedented statement from Petty Officer Carter, first and only woman to complete Navy SEAL training. This comes as Congressman Whitmore's office released their own statement calling Carter's actions a violent overreaction and demanding she be court-martialed. The screen cut to footage of Congressman Richard Whitmore himself standing outside his office, looking grave and concerned. My son made a simple mistake asking for directions from someone he thought was military personnel. Instead of helping, this woman attacked him unprovoked. Now she's hiding behind her uniform, claiming victimhood when the real victim is my son. Maya turned it off. Couldn't watch anymore. Her phone was buzzing again. More messages, more news alerts, more people taking sides. She was about to throw the phone across the room when it rang with a call she had to take. Captain Jennifer Morrison, JAG officer, her lawyer. Petty Officer Carter, we need to talk. Whitmore's legal team just filed formal charges. Assault, battery, conduct unbecoming. They're pushing for a court-martial. Maya closed her eyes. When paperwork's being processed now, you'll be formally notified within 48 hours. Morrison paused. Maya, I need you to understand how serious this is. If they get a court-martial, if they get the right jury, if they control the narrative, you could lose everything. Everything. Your career, your pension, your benefits, everything you've worked for. The cabin suddenly felt very small. What's our move? Maya asked. We fight. We present the evidence. We make them see the truth. Morrison's voice hardened. But I need you to be smart. No more press conferencing. No more statements. Every word you say from now on goes through me first. Understood? Understood. After they hung up, Maya sat in the dark for a long time. Rex eventually climbed onto the couch beside her, his warm weight and a comfort. She thought about quitting, about taking option one, resign, quietly make this all go away. She could go home, see her parents, get a normal job, live a normal life. But she'd never been good at normal. Her phone buzzed one last time, a message from a number with a Washington, D.C. area code. This is Senator Patricia Caldwell's office. The senator would like to speak with you regarding your case. Please call at your earliest convenience. Senator Caldwell, chair of the Senate Armed Services Committee, one of the most powerful people in Washington. Maya stared at the message, her mind racing. This wasn't just a legal case anymore. This was political. And she was right in the middle of it, whether she wanted to be or not. Maya called the number at 600 the next morning. Sleep had been impossible anyway, and waiting felt like weakness. The phone rang twice before a crisp voice answered. Senator Caldwell's office. This is Petty Officer Maya Carter. I received a message. One moment, please. A click, then hold music. 30 seconds felt like 30 minutes. Then a different voice, older, commanding. Petty Officer Carter, this is Senator Caldwell. Thank you for calling. Maya's grip tightened on the phone. Ma'am, I'll get straight to the point. I've reviewed the footage from your incident, all of it. Security cameras, the live stream, everything. I've also reviewed your service record, your training reports, and your chain of commands assessments. Do you know what I found? No, ma'am. An exemplary sailor who defended herself against assault and is now being crucified for it. Caldwell's voice was steel wrapped in silk. I'm calling because I want to help, but I need to know something first. Are you willing to fight this all the way? Maya looked at Rex, who was watching her with those knowing eyes. Yes, ma'am. Even if it means testifying before Congress. Even if it means becoming the face of women in combat. Even if it means your life will never be private again. I didn't ask for any of this. No one ever does, but here we are. Caldwell paused. Congressman Whitmore called me yesterday. Personally, told me to stay out of this, implied that my support for you would be politically costly. Said things about you that I won't repeat. Maya's stomach churned. What did you tell him? I told him to go to hell. Caldwell laughed sharp and satisfied. Then I called the chairman of the Armed Services Committee and told him we're holding hearings on sexual assault in the military, with you as the primary witness. Senator, I don't think. You don't have to think. That's what I'm here for. But I need you to be ready. Whitmore's team is going scorched earth. They're digging into your past, talking to everyone you've ever known, looking for anything they can use against you. Let them look. I've got nothing to hide. Everyone has something, Petty Officer. The question is whether you're prepared to have it exposed. Caldwell's voice softened slightly. I'm on your side, but I need to know what I'm defending before I step into the arena. Maya felt something cold settle in her chest. What do you want to know? Everything. Start with BUD/S. I heard there was an incident during training, something that almost got you kicked out. Maya closed her eyes. She'd known this would come up eventually. Week 5. We were doing underwater demolition training. My dive buddy panicked, started drowning. I broke protocol to save him. And the instructors wanted to drop me for not following orders. Said I was too emotional, too willing to break the rules. My class leader vouched for me, said I made the right call under pressure. They let me continue. Who was the diver you saved? Maya hesitated. Petty Officer Second Class Aaron Mitchell. Where is he now? Don't know. We did not stay in touch after training. We'll find him, get his statement. Caldwell was typing. Maya could hear keys clicking. What else relationships? Anyone who might talk. No one serious. I didn't have time. Family issues. My family's solid. They're supporting me. Mental health. Any counseling, any medication. No. Maya felt defensive. I'm fine. Fine doesn't cut it. Petty officer, I need facts. Have you ever spoken to a therapist? Ever filled a prescription for anxiety or depression? After my grandfather died, I saw the chaplain a few times. That's it. More typing. Good. That shows you're human, not weak. Anything else I should know? Anything at all that Whitmore's team might find? Maya thought about the nights she'd cried herself to sleep during training, the times she'd thrown up from exhaustion and kept going. The instructor who'd cornered her after a drill and told her she'd never make it, that she should quit before she got someone killed. The weight of every doubt, every fear, every moment she'd questioned whether she was good enough. No, she said finally. Nothing else. All right, here's what happens next. I'm announcing the hearings today. You'll testify in 2 weeks. Between now and then, you work with your JAG lawyer, you stay out of the media, and you prepare to tell your story to the entire country. Senator, I appreciate this, but nothing. This is happening. Whitmore made this political when he used his father's influence to come after you. Now we're playing on my field. Caldwell's voice hardened. One more thing. You will get death threats. You will get hate mail. People will say things about you that will make you want to quit. Don't. Because the moment you quit, every woman who comes after you loses. The line went dead. Maya sat there, phone still pressed to her ear, her heart hammering. Congressional hearings, national testimony, her entire life dissected in front of cameras. Rex whined, pressing his nose against her leg. Yeah, she whispered. Me too. Her phone buzzed with a text from Hartley. Saw the news. Caldwell's holding hearings. Did you know about this? Maya typed back. Just found out. Good luck. You're going to need it. Before Maya could respond, another call came through. Morrison, her lawyer. Have you lost your mind? Morrison's voice was sharp. Congressional hearings. Do you have any idea what you just agreed to? I didn't agree to anything. Caldwell decided. Caldwell's using you. She's been trying to push military sexual assault reform for years. You're her perfect victim, decorated sailor, clear-cut assault video evidence. She's going to parade you in front of Congress and use your story to push her agenda. Maybe her agenda's the right one. Maybe, but that doesn't change the fact that you just became a political pawn. Morrison exhaled hard. Okay, damage control. We need to meet. Today. Go through everything that's going to come up. I'm in a safe house, middle of nowhere. I'll come to you. Send me the address. Morrison arrived 3 hours later, briefcase in hand, looking like she'd already worked a full day. She was mid-40s, sharp-featured, with a kind of intensity that made witnesses nervous. Coffee, Maya offered. Already had 4 cups. Let's get to work. Morrison pulled out files, spread them across the cabin's small table. Whitmore's legal team filed a 30-page brief. I've read it twice. It's creative, I'll give them that. Creative how? They're arguing that you initiated contact, that you approached their vehicle aggressively, that Rex was off-leash and threatening, that you used excessive force against an unarmed civilian who was simply confused. Maya stared at her. That's complete fiction. That's their story, and they've got witnesses to back it up. What witnesses? His 2 drunk friends, and 3 others who've come forward. People who claim they saw the whole thing. Morrison pulled out statements. A woman walking her dog 2 blocks away. A delivery driver. A kid who was skateboarding nearby. All saying versions of the same thing: you were the aggressor. They're lying. Probably, but proving that's going to be tricky. Morrison tapped the statements. The woman, she's the wife of one of Whitmore's father's major donors. The delivery driver works for a company owned by Whitmore's uncle. The kid's scholarship student at a private school where Congressman Whitmore sits on the board. Maya felt sick. They bought them. Can't prove that, but yeah, probably. Morrison pulled out more papers. Then there's the character assassination. They've found every person who ever had a problem with you. Remember Senior Chief Patterson? The one who said I should have kept my mouth shut. He gave them a statement, said you're emotionally unstable, prone to aggressive outbursts, and unsuited for military service. Said he's witnessed you losing your temper multiple times during training. That's bullshit. Did you ever argue with him? Maya thought back. Once, he said women don't belong in special warfare. I told him I'd earned my place same as anyone. That's not losing my temper, that's standing up for myself. Well, to you, yes. To a jury, might look different. Morrison flipped pages. They've also got statements from 3 guys from your Bud/S class, all saying you got preferential treatment, that standards were lowered for you, that you didn't actually earn your place. Let me guess, the 3 who washed out, 2 washed out, 1 made it through but didn't get selected for a team. Morrison looked up. You see what they're doing? Building a narrative, angry woman with a chip on her shoulder, given opportunities she didn't earn, looking for a chance to prove herself by attacking innocent civilians. Maya wanted to put her fist through something. What about the video? What about the fact that he tore my shirt? They're saying that was accidental, that he was trying to get your attention and you pulled away violently, causing your shirt to rip, that you then overreacted and assaulted him. No jury's going to believe that. Some will, especially if they're predisposed to believe women in the military are troublemakers. Morrison closed the folder. Look, the good news is we have the truth on our side. The bad news is the truth isn't always enough. Maya stood up, started pacing. Rex watched her, alert to her agitation. So what do? We build our own case. We find witnesses who will testify to your character. We document every inconsistency in their story. We prepare you for the absolute worst questions they're going to ask. Morrison pulled out a legal pad. Starting now, tell me about Aaron Mitchell. Who? The guy you saved during Bud/S. Senator Caldwell's office already tracked him down. He's willing to testify. Maya felt something loosen in her chest. Really? Says you're the most dedicated sailor he's ever served with. Says you saved his life and never asked for recognition. Says anyone who questions your character doesn't know what they're talking about. Morrison made a note. He's good. We'll use him. What else? We need more like him. People who've served with you, trained with you, seen you under pressure. Can you make a list? Maya grabbed paper and started writing. Webb, Daniels, Rodriguez, her instructors from K-9 school, the commander from her first deployment, names and numbers, building her defense 1 person at a time. She was halfway through when her phone rang. Unknown number. She almost didn't answer. Carter, heavy breathing on the other end, then a voice disguised somehow mechanical sounding. You should have kept quiet. Maya's blood went cold. Who is this? You think you're brave. You think you're special. You're nothing. Just another bitch who couldn't handle being put in her place. Morrison was on her feet, mouthing Trace the call. If you have something to say to me, say it like a man, Maya said, keeping her voice steady. The caller laughed. You're going to regret this. You're going to wish you'd just apologized and moved on. Because we're going to destroy you, your career, your reputation, everything. And when we're done, everyone will know what you really are. And what's that? A liar, a fraud, a disgrace to the uniform. The line went dead. Maya stood there, phone still pressed to her ear, her hand shaking. That's the 3rd one today, Morrison said quietly. I've been getting them too. So has Senator Caldwell's office. Can we trace them? Burner phones, always burner phones. Morrison sat back down. Maya, this is only going to get worse. The death threats, the harassment, the stalking. Whitmore's team is playing dirty, and they've got resources we can't match. So we give up. So we get smarter. Morrison pulled out another file. I've been doing some digging on Bryce Whitmore. Want to know what I found? Tell me. This isn't his first assault, not even close. Morrison laid out police reports. 3 incidents at his college, all settled quietly, all involving women, all dismissed because daddy made donations to the right people. Maya looked at the reports. Different women, different dates, same pattern. Entitlement, violence. Money making it disappear. Can we use this not in a military court, but in the court of public opinion? Absolutely. Morrison's smile was sharp. I've already leaked it to a reporter at the Washington Post. Story runs tomorrow. Is that legal? It's public record. Just took some digging to find it. Morrison gathered the papers. Here's what's about to happen. Tomorrow the Post drops the story. Whitmore's team will scramble to contain it. Then we hit them with witness statements from the other women he assaulted. Then we release your medical records showing every injury you sustained in training, proving you've earned everything you've got. Then, wait, Maya held up a hand. My medical records are private, and not if you authorize their release. I'm not doing that. Maya, we need to show no. Maya's voice was firm. I'm not putting my private medical information out there for everyone to dissect. That's a line I won't cross. Morrison studied her. It could help your case. I don't care. Some things aren't for sale. Not even to win. A long pause. Then Morrison nodded. Okay, your call, but the other stuff, the reports on Whitmore, the witness statements, that's fair game. That's facts, that's truth, that's different. All right, we play it your way. Morrison started packing up. I'll be back tomorrow after the story drops. In the meantime, don't answer any calls from numbers you don't recognize. Don't engage with anyone on social media. And for God's sake, don't make any more surprise press conferences. After Morrison left, Maya tried to eat but couldn't. Tried to sleep but couldn't. Ended up on the porch with Rex watching the sun set behind the trees. Her phone buzzed. A text from her mother. Saw the news about the hearings. Dad and I are coming to D.C. Don't try to stop us. Maya smiled despite everything. Okay. Then another text from Jake. Marines heard about the death threats. Word is some guys from your BUD/S class are organizing protection. Unofficial, off the books. You want it? Maya thought about that. Thought about the threats, the caller's disguised voice, the implied violence. Yes, she typed back, done. They'll be there by morning. The stars came out one by one. Maya counted them the way she'd counted seconds during BUD/S, the way she'd counted breaths during underwater drills. Counting kept her focused, kept her sane. At 2300 hours, headlights appeared on the access road. Maya's hand went to the gun Morrison had insisted she keep nearby. Rex was on his feet instantly, body tense. But it wasn't a threat. It was two trucks pulling up to the cabin. 6 men climbed out, all wearing civilian clothes, all moving with the distinctive gait of special operators. The first one approached the porch. Tall, broad-shouldered, familiar face that took Maya a second to place. Carter. Been a while. Then she recognized him. Mitchell. Aaron Mitchell grinned. Heard you were in trouble. Figured you could use some backup. You came all the way, and where are you stationed now? Coronado, but your brother called, said you needed bodies, so we came. He gestured to the others. You remember Sanchez and Torres? We were all in your BUD/S class. Maya looked at these men, sailors she'd trained with 3 years ago, who'd seen her at her worst and best, who'd witnessed her struggle and succeed. Men she'd saved, men who'd saved her men, who knew exactly what she'd gone through to earn her place. You guys didn't have to do this, she said, and hated how her voice cracked. Yeah, we did. Mitchell's expression was serious now. You saved my life. Way I see it, smallest thing I can do is make sure some entitled punk doesn't end yours. Sanchez stepped forward. Plus, we saw that video. That takedown was clean. Anyone says different is lying. Patterson saying different, Torres added. Saw his statement. Lost all respect for that man. They set up a perimeter, professional and efficient. 2-hour watches overlapping fields of fire communication protocols. By midnight, Maya's cabin was as secure as any military installation. She tried to protest, tried to say it wasn't necessary, but Mitchell just shook his head. This is what we do, Carter. We protect our own. And like it or not, you're one of us. Maya went inside before they could see her cry. At 0600, her phone exploded. Morrison was calling. Senator Caldwell was calling. Hartley was calling. Her parents were calling. She answered Hartley first. Have you seen it? The commander asked without preamble. Seen what? The Post front page. Front. Congressman's son has history of assault. 3 women speak out. They found everyone, every incident, every cover-up, every dollar spent to make it go away. Hartley's voice was triumphant. Maya, they're crucifying him. The story's gone viral. Hashtag believe women is trending. There's already calls for Congressman Whitmore to resign. Maya pulled up the article on her phone. Read the headlines. Saw the photos of the women who'd come forward, their faces blurred for privacy, but their words crystal clear. He grabbed me in a parking lot. When I screamed, he laughed. He cornered me at a party. When I pushed him away, he called me a tease. He tore my dress. When I threatened to call police, his father showed up with a check. Different women, different incidents, same man, same pattern, same privilege protecting him from consequences. Until now. This changes everything, Maya whispered. Damn right it does. Whitmore's lawyer called me an hour ago, wants to negotiate. Negotiate what? They drop the charges. You don't testify at the hearings. Everyone moves on. Maya's grip tightened on the phone. What did you tell them? I told them to talk to your lawyer, but Maya Hartley paused. You should think about this. Taking their offer means you get your life back. No court-martial, no media circus. You could return to duty tomorrow. And Bryce Whitmore walks away clean. He's not walking away clean. The story's out there. His reputation is destroyed. But he won't face charges, won't face consequences, won't spend a single day answering for what he's done. Maya looked at the article again, at the women who'd finally been brave enough to speak. These women came forward because I did. If I settle now, I'm telling them their stories don't matter. That's not true. It is, and you know it. Maya's voice was steady now. Tell Whitmore's lawyer no deal. We go to trial. We fight this the right way. Well, Maya, think about what you're giving up. I'm not giving up anything. I'm standing up. There's a difference. After she hung up, Maya walked outside. The morning was cold frost covering the grass. Mitchell was on watch, coffee in hand. Heard you on the phone, he said. You turned down the settlement. Yeah. Good. He took a sip of coffee. Some fights you can't walk away from, even when it would be easier. They stood there in silence, watching the sun come up over the trees. Somewhere in Arlington, Bryce Whitmore was probably just waking up to the worst day of his life. Somewhere in Washington, Senator Caldwell was preparing for hearings that would change military policy. Somewhere across America, women were reading the story and finding their own courage to speak. And here in a cabin in the Virginia woods, Maya Carter was making a choice that would define the rest of her career, maybe the rest of her life. Fight or flight, truth or comfort, justice or peace. She chose fight. She chose truth. She chose justice, even if it cost her everything. Her phone buzzed one more time. A text from an unknown number, and Maya almost deleted it without reading. But something made her open it. This is Derek, from the Escalade, the one who was filming. I need to talk to you. I have something you need to see. Maya stared at the message for 3 full seconds before her training kicked in. She screenshot it, forwarded it to Morrison, then typed back. How did you get this number? The response came immediately. Found it online. People are doxing you. Your address, too. That's not why I'm texting. Maya's stomach dropped. Her address? Public. She looked out the window where Mitchell and the others were stationed. What do you want to tell the truth? I have video, not the Instagram stream. Different video from before Bryce grabbed you. It shows everything. Maya's heart hammered. Why would you help me? Because I'm not a monster. And because Bryce's father threatened my family if I didn't lie for him. She showed the messages to Morrison when her lawyer called 60 seconds later. It's a trap, Morrison said immediately. Has to be. They're trying to get you to meet with a witness, create some kind of confrontation they can use against you. What if he's telling the truth? What if he's not? What if Whitmore's team sent him? What if they're recording this whole conversation right now, waiting for you to say something incriminating? So we ignore it. Morrison was quiet for a moment. No, we control it. I'll reach out through official channels. Set up a meeting at my office with a court reporter present. If he's legitimate, he'll agree. If not, we'll know. And if he doesn't have time for official channels, what if Whitmore's people get to him first? Maya, you cannot meet with this kid alone. Do you understand? Any contact you have with a witness has to be documented, has to be proper, or it'll destroy your case. Maya looked at the text again, felt the weight of opportunity slipping away. I understand, she said. But after Morrison hung up, Maya kept staring at Derek's number, kept thinking about what he'd said. Different video, shows everything. Her phone buzzed, Derek again. Whitmore's a lawyer called my parents an hour ago. Said if I talk to anyone, they'll sue us for defamation. Said they'll destroy my dad's business. We don't have money for lawyers. I don't know what to do. Then another message. I'm scared, but I can't let him get away with this. Not again. Not again, Maya typed. This isn't the first time. There was a girl at his college, Sophia Chen. He did worse to her. Way worse. His dad paid her off, made her sign an NDA, but I know where she is. I can put you in touch. Maya's mind raced. Another victim. More evidence, but also more risk. She texted back, my lawyer will contact you. Don't do anything until you hear from her. Will she protect my family? Maya hesitated. Could Morrison protect them? Could anyone against a congressman's resources? We'll try, she typed. It was the only honest answer. Mitchell appeared at the cabin door. Got company, black SUV just turned onto the access road. 3 occupants. Maya grabbed her jacket. Rex was on his feet, instantly reading her tension. Same vehicle as before, she asked. Can't tell yet, but they're coming in slow, deliberate. Mitchell's hand rested on his concealed weapon. Want us to intercept? Let them get close enough to ID, then we decide. The SUV stopped 50 yards from the cabin. Maya watched through the window as 3 people got out. Not Whitmore, not his lawyers. Reporters. Damn it, Maya breathed. One of them, a woman in her 30s, holding a microphone, started walking toward the cabin. Her cameraman followed. Sanchez stepped into their path. This is private property. Turn around. We just want to ask Petty Officer Carter a few questions. Not happening. Leave now. The reporter's expression hardened. The public has a right to know. The public has a right to nothing. You're trespassing. You've got 10 seconds to get back in your vehicle before we call the cops. Maya's phone rang. Senator Caldwell. I'm assuming you've got reporters at your location, the senator said. How did you know? Because they're everywhere. My office, your parents' house, the base. Someone leaked your location. Caldwell's voice was tight with anger. We're moving you tonight. Can't risk. No. Maya surprised herself with the firmness. I'm not running anymore. This isn't running, it's strategy. It's running. Every time we move, every time we hide, it looks like I've got something to hide. I'm done with that. Maya watched the reporters reluctantly climb back into their SUV. Let them come. Let them see I'm not afraid. Maya, that's not smart. Smart got me this far. Maybe it's time to try something else. After Caldwell hung up, Maya walked outside. The reporters were gone, but she knew they'd be back. Knew they'd camp out on the access road, telephoto lenses trained on the cabin, waiting for something dramatic. She'd give them something else instead. Mitchell, can you get me a camera set up? Something that can stream? What are you thinking? I'm thinking if everyone wants to hear my story, I'll tell it. On my terms. No edits, no spin, just truth. Mitchell grinned. Now you're talking. Torres is a tech guy. He can set you up. 20 minutes later, Maya was sitting in front of a camera, her phone propped up, ready to go live on Instagram. You sure about this? Torres asked. Once you hit that button, there's no taking it back. I'm sure. She went live. Within 30 seconds, she had 500 viewers. A minute later, 2,000. The comments started flooding in. OMG, it's really her queen. You're a liar. Tell the truth. We believe you, Maya. Maya took a breath. Hi, I'm Maya Carter. A lot of you have seen the video from last Sunday. A lot of you have opinions about what happened. I want to talk to you directly without reporters or lawyers or politicians filtering my words. 5,000 viewers now. 10,000. I joined the Navy because I wanted to serve. I made it through SEAL training because I refused to quit. And last Sunday I defended myself against assault because that's what I was trained to do. That's the truth. Simple. Clear. Undeniable. 15,000 viewers. But here's what else is true. The man who assaulted me has done this before. To other women. Women who were too scared to come forward because he has money and power and a father who makes problems disappear. Well, I'm not disappearing, and neither are they. 20,000 viewers. The comments were a war zone, but Maya didn't look at them. In 2 weeks, I'm testifying before Congress. I'm going to tell them exactly what happened. I'm going to answer every question they have. And I'm going to look every person who thinks women don't belong in combat in the eye and ask them one simple question. What would you have done? Her voice strengthened. If someone tore your clothes, if someone put their hands on you without consent, if someone filmed it for entertainment, what would you have done? Would you have stood there and taken it? Would you have apologized? Would you have made yourself smaller so they could feel bigger? 25,000 viewers. I didn't. I fought back. And I do it again. Because my uniform doesn't make me less human. My gender doesn't make me less deserving of respect. My training doesn't make assault acceptable. 30,000. To the women who've reached out to me, who've shared their own stories, thank you. Your courage keeps me going. To the men who've served with me, who've backed me up, thank you. Your support means everything. And to the people who think I should just stay quiet and go away, Maya leaned closer to the camera. Watch me not do that. She ended the stream, sat back. Her hands were shaking. Damn, Torres said. That was intense. Maya's phone immediately exploded. Morrison calling, Hartley calling, messages flooding in faster than she could read them. She answered Morrison first. What the hell were you thinking? Her lawyer shouted. I told you, no public statements. I told you everything goes through me. You told me I didn't agree. Maya, you just gave Whitmore's team ammunition. You just made claims about other victims without evidence. I told the truth on camera, unedited. Let them try to spin that. Morrison was breathing hard. You have no idea what you've just done. Yeah, I do. I've taken control of my own story. After Morrison hung up, still furious, Maya checked the stream statistics. 45,000 viewers. The video already had 2 million views across reposts. Hashtags trending, Truth for Maya, Stand with Carter, Women in Combat. Then her phone rang with a number that made her freeze. Derek, she answered. Hello. They know. His voice was shaking. Whitmore's people know I contacted you. They showed up at my house an hour ago, threatened my dad, said if I talk to anyone, if I give you that video, they'll ruin us. Derek, slow down. Where are you now? Home, but they're watching. There's a car outside. Black sedan, just sitting there. Maya's mind raced. Can you send the video electronically? It's on my old phone, the one I didn't take that day. I was recording on 2 phones, the Instagram stream on one, personal video on the other. But I can't access it now. They took it. Who took it? Whitmore's lawyer came with the police, said it was evidence, said they needed it for their investigation. Derek's voice cracked. But I made a backup, cloud storage. They don't know about it. Can you send it to me now? If I do, they'll trace it. They're monitoring my accounts, my phone, everything. He was crying now. I don't know what to do. I want to help, but I can't risk my family. Derek, listen to me. You're brave for even calling, but you don't have to put yourself at risk. We'll find another way. There is no other way. That video shows Bryce planning it. Shows him telling Tyler and me exactly what he was going to do to you. Shows him laughing about it. Shows Derek stopped. I need to go. The car outside is moving. Derek, wait. The line went dead. Maya immediately called Morrison back. Told her everything. If that video exists, we need it, Morrison said. But we can't obtain it illegally. If Derek sends it under duress, if there's any question about how we got it, it won't be admissible. So what do? I'll file a motion to preserve evidence. Force Whitmore's team to turn over all recordings from that day. If they've destroyed evidence, that's spoliation. Automatic sanctions. And if they claim they never had it, then we've got a problem. Maya hung up and immediately texted Jake. Need a favor, off the books. His response came fast. Name it. Kid named Derek, Columbia sweatshirt guy from the video. He's being threatened, has evidence we need. Can you make sure he stays safe? Address. Maya didn't have it, but she had something better. She had Torres. Can you trace where Derek called from? She asked. Torres pulled out his laptop. Probably. Give me 10 minutes. While he worked, Maya's phone rang again. Her mother. Baby, I just saw your video. Your father and I are so proud. But we're also terrified. People are saying horrible things. There are threats. Someone posted our address online. Mom, are you safe? Your brother sent some of his Marine friends. They're camped out in our living room. But Maya, this is getting out of control. Maybe you should consider, I'm not backing down. I know, and I love you for it, but I'm your mother. I'm allowed to be scared. I'm scared too, Maya admitted, but I can't let that stop me. After they hung up, Torres looked up from his laptop. Got it? Derek's in Alexandria, residential area. Want me to send coordinates to your brother? Do it. Within an hour, Jake texted back. Derek's secure. We've got eyes on him, 2 Marines in civilian clothes positioned across the street. The sedan watching his house registered to a private security firm. 3 guesses who hired them. Whitmore. Bingo. We're documenting everything. If they make a move, we'll have it on camera. Maya felt some of the tension ease. Derek was safe for now, but the real problem remained. They needed that video. Needed it to prove Bryce had planned the assault. Needed it to show premeditation, intent, malice. Her phone buzzed with an email. Subject line, you don't know who you're fighting. Maya opened it. No text, just an attachment. A PDF. She downloaded it, started reading. It was a dossier on her. Every detail of her life compiled in clinical detail. Her high school grades, her college applications, her Navy entrance exam scores, her BUD/S performance reviews, her medical history, her financial records, even her childhood dental records. But more than that, there were photos. Maya at 14 at her grandfather's funeral, Maya at 18 at Navy boot camp, Maya at 20 during Hell Week looking like death warmed over. And notes, annotations, analysis. Subject shows signs of obsessive behavior. Subject's relationship with father appears strained. Subject may have undiagnosed PTSD. Subject's aggressive tendencies noted by multiple instructors. It was character assassination in document form. Every moment of her life twisted, reinterpreted, weaponized. At the bottom, a message. We will release this to every media outlet in America unless you withdraw from the hearings. You have 48 hours. Maya's hands were shaking so badly she could barely hold the phone. What is it? Mitchell asked, seeing her face. She showed him. He read it, his expression darkening with each page. This is blackmail, straight up. It's my entire life, Maya whispered. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever been, they've turned it all into evidence that I'm unstable. It's lies. It's interpretation, and some of it's true. I did struggle with my father's expectations. I did push myself to obsessive levels during training. I did have moments where I was aggressive. She looked up at Mitchell. What if they're right? What if I am unstable? Stop. Mitchell's voice was firm. You're one of the most stable people I know. You saved my life when I was drowning. You kept calm when everyone else was panicking. You made it through training that breaks most men. You're not unstable. You're strong. There's a difference. Whitmore's lawyers won't see it that way. Then we don't let them control the narrative. Mitchell grabbed his phone. I'm calling everyone from our BUD/S class. We're all going to write statements. Real statements from people who actually know you. We're going to flood Morrison with so much character evidence that this dossier looks like the joke it is. Maya wanted to believe him, wanted to think that truth would win, but she'd seen enough to know better. Her phone rang, unknown number. She almost didn't answer. Carter, a woman's voice soft and scared. My name is Sophia Chen. Derek gave me your number. He said you needed to know about Bryce Whitmore. Maya's heart stopped. You're the woman from his college. Yes, he assaulted me 2 years ago. Worse than what he did to you. His father paid me $200,000 to sign an NDA and disappear. Sophia's voice broke. I took the money. I was ashamed. But then I saw your video, saw you standing up, and I realized I couldn't stay silent anymore. Sophia, if you're under an NDA, I don't care. They can sue me. They can take the money back. I'll testify if you need me to. I'll tell everyone what he did, what his father helped him cover up. Are you sure? Because once you break that NDA, they'll come after you hard. I'm sure, because if I don't speak, now he'll do this to someone else, and I won't have that on my conscience. Sophia took a shaky breath. I have medical records, photos of my injuries, text messages from Bryce afterward threatening me. I kept everything. Maya closed her eyes. Thank you. God, thank you. Don't thank me yet. His father is dangerous. He's got connections everywhere. Police, judges, politicians. He's already called me twice today, threatening me, trying to remind me of the NDA, but I'm done being scared. After they hung up, Maya immediately called Morrison. We've got another victim, Sophia Chen. She's willing to testify, and she's got evidence. Morrison was quiet for a long moment. This changes everything. If we can show a pattern, if we can prove Congressman Whitmore has been covering up his son's assaults for years, we can destroy them. We can try. But Maya, you need to understand, they're going to fight back harder now. Whatever you've seen so far, that was them going easy on you. Let them bring it. I'm not backing down. But even as she said it, Maya felt the weight of what was coming. The dossier, the threats, the systematic dismantling of her entire life for public consumption. Her phone buzzed. A news alert. Breaking Congressman Whitmore calls for criminal investigation into Navy SEAL Maya Carter. Claims she orchestrated attack for political gain. Maya read the article. Whitmore claiming she'd set up the whole thing. That she'd approached his son deliberately. That the assault was fabricated. That she was working with Senator Caldwell to manufacture a scandal for political purposes. They're saying I planned this, Maya said aloud. They're saying I assaulted myself. Mitchell read over her shoulder. That's insane. That's desperate. And desperate people are dangerous. Her phone rang again. Morrison. The judge just fast-tracked the court-martial. You're going to trial in 10 days, not 2 weeks. 10 days. What? Why? Whitmore's team filed an emergency motion, claimed you're a flight risk, claimed you're using your platform to taint the jury pool. The judge agreed to expedite. Morrison's voice was tight. Maya, we're not ready. I need at least a month to prepare a proper defense. We don't have a month. I know. Which means we're going in undermanned and outgunned. They're going to throw everything at you. Every mistake you've ever made. Every moment of weakness. Every doubt. And we won't have time to counter it all. Maya looked at Rex, who was watching her with those steady eyes. Loyal, unwavering, certain. Then we focus on what matters. The truth, the video, the witnesses, the facts. Facts aren't always enough. They'll have to be. After Morrison hung up, Maya sat in the growing darkness. 10 days. 10 days until her entire life was put on trial. 10 days until a military jury decided whether she was a victim or a perpetrator. 10 days until everything she'd worked for either survived or died. Her phone buzzed one more time. Derek, I'm sending you the video. I don't care about the consequences anymore. You need it. Then a file transfer notification. Maya's hands shook as she downloaded it, opened it, pressed play. The video started 30 seconds before the Instagram stream, showed Bryce in the Escalade laughing with Tyler and Derek. Watch this, Bryce was saying. I'm going to make this bitch regret wearing that uniform. Tyler laughed. Dude, she's military. She could kick your ass. Not if she doesn't see it coming. Derek, you start streaming when I grab her. I want this on video. I want everyone to see her freak out. Man, I don't know. Do it, or you're walking home. The video showed them getting out of the SUV, showed Bryce checking his hair in the side mirror, showed him practicing his approach to his first words. You lost, sweetheart, he said to the empty air, perfecting his delivery. Then they approached Maya, and everything in the video matched what she remembered. Except now she could hear what Bryce was whispering to his friends while she wasn't looking. She thinks she's tough. Watch me break her. The video ended right before Bryce grabbed her shirt. Maya sat there staring at the frozen frame. Premeditation, intent, malice aforethought. Everything they needed to prove Bryce Whitmore had planned the assault. Everything they needed to destroy him. She forwarded the video to Morrison with shaking hands. Then she texted Derek. Thank you. You just saved my career. His response came a minute later. They're at my door, his lawyer. The cops, they know. Then nothing. Maya tried calling back. No answer. She texted Jake. Derek's in trouble. Get him out. Now. The response took 2 minutes that it felt like hours. On it, Maya paced the cabin. Rex followed her, sensing her agitation. Mitchell and the others were on high alert, weapons, ready eyes scanning the darkness. Her phone rang. Jake, we've got a situation. The cops showed up with a warrant. Arrested Derek for obstruction of justice. His parents are losing it. The Marines tried to intervene but couldn't without exposing themselves. Where did they take him? Alexandria PD. But Maya Whitmore's lawyer was with them. This wasn't a normal arrest. This was a message. Maya felt something cold and hard settle in her chest. What kind of message? The kind that says, anyone who helps you ends up in handcuffs. Maya was in the car before Mitchell could stop her. I'm going to Alexandria PD. Derek sent me that video knowing what would happen. I'm not letting him face this alone. Maya, that's exactly what they want. They arrest your witness, you show up to defend him, they spin it as witness tampering. I don't care. She grabbed her jacket. Rex, come. The German shepherd was at her side instantly. Mitchell blocked the door. You go there, you lose everything. The case, your career, everything. If I don't go, I lose something more important. My integrity. They stared at each other. Then Mitchell stepped aside. Fine, but we're coming with you, all of us. The drive took 20 minutes. Maya spent it on the phone with Morrison, who was screaming legal objections into her ear. You cannot visit that police station. You cannot contact Derek. You cannot. I'm not contacting him. I'm making sure he has legal representation. Maya, please think about what you're doing. I am thinking. For the first time in days, I'm thinking clearly. Maya watched the lights of Alexandria blur past. They want me scared. They want me hiding. They want me to abandon anyone who tries to help me. Well, I won't. Not Derek, not Sophia, not anyone. Morrison was quiet for a long moment. Fine, I'll meet you there, but you let me do all the talking. And I mean all of it. Alexandria PD was chaos when they arrived. News vans everywhere, reporters shouting questions, protesters with signs, half supporting Maya, half calling for her arrest. Maya walked through them like she was walking through fire. Head up, eyes forward. Rex at her side parting the crowd with his presence alone. Inside, Morrison was already arguing with the desk sergeant. My client has every right to ensure a witness has proper legal counsel. Your client has no rights here. This is a separate investigation. Separate. Derek was arrested an hour after sending evidence that exonerates my client. You call that separate? Maya went forward. I want to see him. The sergeant looked at her like she'd grown a second head. That's not how this works. Then make it work, because I'm not leaving until I know he's okay. Ma'am, you need to leave before I charge you with obstruction. Charge me. I'll add it to the list. I don't care anymore. Maya's voice was steel. That kid did the right thing. He told the truth, and your department arrested him for it. So charge me. Arrest me. Do whatever you want, but I'm not abandoning him. The sergeant reached for his radio, then a voice from behind them. Stand down, Sergeant. Everyone turned, a woman in her 50s, sharp suit detective's badge on her belt. She looked at Maya with something like respect. Detective Linda Brennan, I've been watching your case. She gestured toward a hallway. Come with me. Morrison started to object, but Brennan held up a hand. Just her, 2 minutes, off the record. They walked to an empty interview room. Brennan closed the door. Derek's fine. Scared, but fine. His parents are with him. Public defenders on the way. Maya exhaled. What are the charges? Obstruction of justice. Tampering with evidence. Both bullshit, but that's what Whitmore's lawyer pushed for. Brennan leaned against the table. You know why I brought you back here? To tell me to back off. To tell you I believe you. Brennan crossed her arms. I've been a cop for 27 years. I've seen every kind of assault, every kind of cover-up. And I've watched powerful men get away with it because their victims were too scared to fight back. She paused. You're not scared, and that terrifies them. I'm scared, Maya admitted. I'm terrified, but I'm more scared of what happens if I stop fighting. Good, because that video Derek sent you, it's dynamite. Premeditation. Intent. Everything you need to prove Whitmore planned to assault you. Brennan pulled out her phone. But there's something you don't know, something Derek couldn't tell you. She turned the phone around, showed Maya another video. This one was from a traffic camera. Showed the Escalade following Maya for 3 blocks before it pulled up in front of her. They were hunting you, Brennan said quietly. This wasn't random. They saw you walking, decided to target you, followed you until they found a spot with no witnesses. Maya felt sick. Why are you showing me this? Because I can't use it officially. I'm a city detective. This is a federal case. But you can. Brennan sent the video to Maya's phone. Consider it an anonymous tip from a cop who's sick of watching entitled brats get away with assault. Before Maya could respond, someone pounded on the door. Brennan opened it. The sergeant was there, looking panicked. Detective, we've got a situation. Congressman Whitmore just showed up with his son. They're demanding to press charges against Carter for witness intimidation. Maya's blood went cold. Brennan's expression hardened. Tell the congressman he can wait like everyone else. He's threatening to call the mayor. Let him call God for all I care. Carter's not being charged with anything tonight. They walked back to the main room, and there he was, Congressman Richard Whitmore, 58, silver hair, perfectly styled, expensive suit, politician's smile that didn't reach his eyes. And beside him, Bryce, bruised, angry, radiating entitlement and rage. There she is, Bryce said loudly. The woman who assaulted me. Arrest her. Maya didn't move, didn't speak, just looked at him. My son has a right to feel safe, Congressman Whitmore said smoothly. This woman has been harassing him, threatening him, coordinating attacks on his character. I haven't said a word to your son since he tore my shirt, Maya interrupted. You've been conducting a media campaign. I've been telling the truth. If that damages his character, maybe his character deserves to be damaged. Bryce stepped forward. You think you're so special. You think that uniform protects you. Rex growled, low and dangerous. Control your animal, Whitmore Sr. snapped. He's controlled. He's also trained to detect threats. Apparently he's detecting one. Maya kept her eyes on Bryce. How's your lip healing? You're going to pay for that, for all of this. When we're done, you'll be dishonorably discharged, broken, radioactive. No one will hire you. No one will support you. You'll be nothing. I'd rather be nothing than be you. The room went silent. Morrison grabbed Maya's arm. We're leaving, now. But Maya wasn't done. You followed me for 3 blocks, planned your approach, rehearsed your lines. Then you assaulted me while your friend filmed it for entertainment. That's not a mistake. That's premeditation. That's criminal intent. And your father can buy all the lawyers in Virginia, but he can't buy the truth. You have no proof. I have video, I have witnesses, I have your own words on camera saying you wanted to make me regret wearing this uniform. Maya stepped closer. Derek sent me everything, every text message, every video, every piece of evidence showing exactly who you are. Bryce's face went white. That's illegal. That's justice. Congressman Whitmore's mask finally slipped. You're destroying my son's life. Your son destroyed his own life. I'm just making sure everyone knows about it. I will end you. Try. Maya's voice was quiet but lethal. I've survived Hell Week. I've survived being told every day for 3 years that I don't belong. I've survived men twice your son's size trying to break me. You think threats from a corrupt politician scare me? Whitmore's hand came up, pointing at her. You have no idea what I'm capable of. And you have no idea what I'm capable of surviving. Morrison physically pulled Maya toward the door. We're done here. Don't say another word. Outside reporters swarmed, questions flying like bullets. Did you see Bryce Whitmore? Is it true you threatened him? Are you being charged? Morrison pushed through them. No comment, no comment. But Maya stopped, turned to face the cameras. I came here tonight to make sure Derek had legal representation. A 19-year-old kid who did the right thing and got arrested for it. That's what Whitmore's justice looks like. Punish the truth tellers, protect the abusers. Well, I'm done being silent about it. Maya, Morrison warned, in 8 days I'm going to trial. The evidence will speak for itself. The videos will speak for themselves. The witnesses will speak for themselves. And when it's over, everyone will know exactly who Bryce Whitmore is. Not the congressman's son, Not the privileged rich kid, just a man who assaults women and expects to get away with it. She walked to the car, climbed in, waited until they were blocks away before she started shaking. That was either brilliant or catastrophic, Morrison said from the driver's seat. I genuinely can't tell which. Does it matter? Probably not. You've already declared war. Might as well fight it your way. Maya's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is Sophia Chen. I just saw the news. I'm testifying. Whatever it costs, I'm done hiding. Then another text from a different unknown number. Maya, this is Aaron Mitchell. Got 12 guys from our Bud/S class ready to testify. Patterson can go to hell. Then another. And another. People she'd served with, trained with. People who'd seen her at her best and worst. All of them saying the same thing. We've got your back. The next 8 days were a blur. Depositions, preparation sessions, Morrison drilling her on every possible question, every trap the prosecution might set. Sophia Chen flew in from California scared but determined. Derek was released on bail, his charges mysteriously dropped after the traffic camera footage leaked to the press. The video of Bryce planning the assault went viral. 50 million views, 100 million. The hashtag shifted from debate to condemnation. Even some of Whitmore's political allies started distancing themselves. But the congressman wasn't backing down. He doubled down, called Maya a liar on Fox News, called her unstable on CNN, implied she'd orchestrated the whole thing for fame. And then the night before the trial, Maya received a call that changed everything. Petty Officer Carter, this is Admiral Richardson. Maya straightened. Sir, I'm calling to inform you that I've reviewed all the evidence in your case. The videos, the witness statements, the expert analysis. All of it. Maya's heart stopped. And I want you to know that regardless of the trial's outcome, the Navy stands behind you. You're exactly the kind of sailor we need. The kind who fights when it would be easier to quit. The kind who stands up for what's right even when everyone tells them to sit down. Maya felt tears burn behind her eyes. Thank you, sir. Don't thank me yet. Win this case. Then we'll talk about your future. He paused. And Carter, make them regret ever underestimating you. The courtroom was packed, every seat filled. Cameras everywhere. The judge had allowed pool coverage, one camera representing all networks. Maya sat at the defense table, Morrison beside her, Rex lying at her feet. Across the aisle, Bryce Whitmore and his team of 6 lawyers, all in expensive suits, all looking confident. The judge entered. A woman in her 60s, stern-faced 20 years on the bench. This court is now in session. United States versus Carter. Let's proceed. The prosecution went first. Painted Maya as aggressive, unstable, a woman with something to prove who saw Bryce as an opportunity to make headlines. She wanted fame, the lead prosecutor argued. She wanted to be the face of women in combat. So she manufactured a crisis, approached Mr. Whitmore, escalated a simple interaction into violence, then used her platform to destroy a young man's life. Morrison's cross-examination was surgical. You claim Petty Officer Carter approached Mr. Whitmore, but the traffic camera footage shows his vehicle following her for 3 blocks. How do you explain that? The prosecutor fumbled. The streets were narrow. They happened to be going the same direction. For 3 blocks, making the same turns until they pulled directly in front of her. Morrison played the video. That's not coincidence. That's hunting. Then Morrison called Sophia Chen. Sophia walked to the stand, visibly shaking, took the oath, sat down. Ms. Chen, can you tell the court about your relationship with Bryce Whitmore? He assaulted me 2 years ago at a college party. Sophia's voice was quiet but steady. He cornered me in a bedroom, tore my dress. When I tried to leave, he pushed me against the wall, put his hands around my throat. The courtroom was dead silent. What happened next? Someone heard me screaming, burst in. Bryce ran, but his father showed up the next day, offered me money to sign an NDA, $200,000 to never speak about what his son did. Did you take it? Yes, I was 20 years old, terrified, broke. I took it. Sophia looked directly at Bryce. I took it, and I've regretted it every day since. Because if I'd spoken up, then maybe he wouldn't have done this to Maya. maybe he wouldn't have hurt anyone else. Objection. Whitmore's lawyer was on his feet. This is character assassination. It's pattern evidence, Morrison countered. Shows a history of assault and cover-ups. The judge sustained the objection, but the damage was done. The jury had heard it. Then Morrison played Derek's video. The courtroom watched Bryce say, "I'm gonna make this bitch regret wearing that uniform." Watched him plan the approach. Watched him laugh about what he was going to do. When it finished, the silence was deafening. Morrison looked at the jury. That's not confusion. That's not a simple mistake. That's premeditated assault. And when Petty Officer Carter defended herself exactly as she was trained to do, Mr. Whitmore's response was to use his father's power to destroy her. The prosecution tried to recover, called character witnesses, called experts on use of force who claimed Maya had overreacted. But then Morrison called Aaron Mitchell. Mitchell took the stand looking every inch the SEAL he was. Tell the court about BUD/S training, week 5. We were doing underwater demolition. I panicked, started drowning. Maya broke protocol to save my life, risked her own placement in the program to keep me alive. Mitchell looked at the jury. That's who she is. Someone who puts others first. Someone who follows her training. Someone who does the right thing even when it costs her. Morrison called 12 more witnesses, all SEALs, all telling the same story. Maya Carter was exactly the kind of sailor the Navy needed. Finally, Morrison called Maya herself. Maya took the stand, took the oath, looked at the jury. Petty Officer Carter, in your own words, tell us what happened that morning. Maya told them. Every detail. The Escalade following her, Bryce's approach, the torn shirt, her defensive response, Rex's restraint. Why didn't you just walk away? The prosecutor asked on cross-examination. Because he grabbed me, put his hands on my uniform, violated my personal space. And I'm a Navy SEAL. I don't run from threats. Some might say you overreacted. Some might say a man shouldn't assault a stranger and expect no consequences. The prosecutor tried another angle. You've become quite famous from this incident. I didn't ask for fame, I asked for justice. You've used your platform to attack the Whitmore family. I've used my platform to tell the truth. If that attacks them, maybe they should examine why the truth is so damaging. After 3 days of testimony, both sides rested. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. When they returned, the foreman stood. In the matter of assault charges against Petty Officer Maya Carter, we find the defendant not guilty on all counts. The courtroom erupted, cheers, shouts. Maya felt Morrison grab her arm, felt tears streaming down her face. But it wasn't over. The judge banged her gavel. Order, we're not finished. She looked at Bryce Whitmore. Mr. Whitmore, based on the evidence presented in this trial, including video evidence of premeditated assault, I'm referring this case to the district attorney for prosecution. You should expect charges. Bryce's face went white. His lawyer started talking all at once. The judge wasn't done. Furthermore, I'm ordering an investigation into witness tampering, evidence destruction, and potential corruption in how this case was handled. Congressman Whitmore, that includes you. Richard Whitmore stood. Your Honor, I must protest. You can protest all you want. This court is adjourned. Outside, the media frenzy was unlike anything Maya had ever seen. Hundreds of reporters, thousands of supporters, signs reading justice for Maya. Believe survivors, women belong. Senator Caldwell found her in the chaos. The hearings are still happening. We're going to make sure this never happens to another woman in uniform. Morrison pulled her aside. The Navy wants to talk to you about a promotion, about making you the face of women in special warfare. But Maya barely heard them because she was looking at the people who mattered. Her parents crying with relief, Jake grinning like an idiot, Mitchell and the other SEALs saluting her, and Rex sitting calmly at her side as steady and loyal as ever. Maya knelt down, wrapped her arms around her partner. We did it, boy. 3 months later, Bryce Whitmore was convicted of assault, sentenced to 18 months in prison. His father resigned from Congress, facing his own charges. Derek got a full scholarship from a victims' rights organization. Sophia Chen became an advocate for assault survivors. And Maya Carter returned to duty, promoted to Petty Officer First Class, assigned to train the next generation of K-9 handlers. She never wanted to be a symbol, never asked to be a hero, But she'd learned something through all of it. Sometimes you don't get to choose your battles. Sometimes battles choose you. And when they do, you have two options: fight or surrender. Maya Carter fought, and she won. Not because she was stronger than everyone else, not because she was braver, but because she refused to let fear, entitlement, or power dictate what was right. She stood up when it would have been easier to stay down. She spoke out when it would have been safer to stay silent. She fought when everyone told her to quit. And in doing so, she proved that justice isn't just for the powerful, truth isn't just for the privileged, and courage isn't just for the fearless. It's for anyone willing to stand firm when everything else falls apart.